Happy Monday, Eagles Nation, and we are in my car, but Tom's back.
I'm back.
Tom's back. We just had our flag football game, so it's actually we're shooting this on Sunday, but he's had a big win, first flag football game, new season.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is the coach here.
Yeah,
He's
coaching.
injured. He can't really play, but I went out there and played.
Yeah, put up
new
some good
season.
two touchdowns.
Yeah, and we won. And that's
at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. I care less what each player does, but that's it.
Well, welcome back to the show. We've been missing a lot of. You haven't really missed much because it's just draft speculation. That's all. That's all I've been able to talk about.
We've been missing each other on being able to share both our opinions and get more of a wide variety of opinions and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm really getting excited for this draft already. I'm feeling good about it.
And the draft party it's going to be at Nick's.
Yeah, on Nick's roast beef on Cotman Ave. Just playing with my phone and my.
That is April 28th.
April 28th, Thursday night, first round, Nick's roast beef.
If you can go.
Cotman Ave.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's a bar, so our younger subscribers watch from home. It's always cool just in the comfort of your own home. But a lot of people on Twitter are going. A lot of friends of ours from Twitter and other Eagles fans. So definitely going to be looking forward to going to that, sharing that. Really exciting moment. I mean, we picked top 10, and that doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't.
If it does, then you're not really good. So
we think we're going to be decent this year. So it's an exciting year with the high pick. Transitioning, even though it's not really with the Eagles, but we want to talk about it is the compare it. I guess is Sam Hinkie getting canned from the Sixers, and we got
whatever being asked.
Yeah, his 13-letter page resignation.
Yeah.
But you kind of comparing him to Chip Kelly. And how he kind of treated players like assets, drafting 3 centers, which is ridiculous because center is the least important position in basketball on the white draft row. But he treated these guys like assets, and they really don't feel these guys aren't buying into it.
Right.
And he saw that, but when the guy says trust the process, he
bails
bails on his own process. I mean, so kind of explain how you feel how Chip Kelly kind of did the same thing and how he alienated himself from the team.
Well. Not that center isn't an important position in basketball. It's just not one that many teams are investing high resources in. So when you're up to pick high in the draft and you already have a center, by the way, it's not like they were neglecting the position. They picked so many of them. They had them. That's a whole different story. The bottom line is you're picking a guy because he's more valuable than a position, another guy at another position, but you might need that other guy at that other position more. He might fit your culture more. He might, I'm not saying anything about who the Sixers pick not fitting their culture, whatever the case may be, but it seems like it's like, oh, well, we picked Embiid because he's going to be more valuable than someone else because at his highest potential, he's either going to be a stud for us, and if we don't need him, then we can just trade him. You'll never be happy doing that. You'll never be happy keep on, picking a guy and then, hoping maybe, oh, well, if he doesn't really work out for us, then some other team will want him. You're already putting yourself at a disadvantage as far as leverage goes there. You can't get a guy and then expect some other team to be like, his value just increased after he was already picked, Yeah. Assets are things that are like draft picks prior to being picked. Things that don't have names and faces, Chip Kelly kind of did the same thing where he saw Shady McCoy as a very high-profile player, high price, and he said, well, we're thin at linebacker, so how can we free up money? We're thin at linebacker and corner, so let's free up money, get a linebacker in return that has a lot of risk value, and then go sign a high-priced cornerback, because that's where we were beat a lot at cornerback. It's like, you're just treating it like it's like a game almost. It's like, oh, well, there's a hole here, so let's... you got to...
It's almost like a chessboard. I'm going to sacrifice my knight so I can get his bishop, and it's
but then, at the end of the day, if you fail with, the guys you pick to fill in, they don't have a connection to the city. You have to recognize your team and your culture, and, that's kind of... It's hard to even sum up and say all in one, rambling, rant, but it's just pick a guy that's going to fit and make you a better team, not... that might have trade value 2 years down the road when things might not have worked out with them. It's not going to work. That's never going to work.
You build your team
the
guys you need.
The guys you need. And, maybe Embiid's talent far better than someone else. But if you go and take, maybe trade back in that draft or maybe just take a guy there that you needed, another guy that, some other freshman that came out, Aaron Gordon. He was a power forward, and you might think, oh, well, why would they ever pick Aaron Gordon over, Embiid? Well, he's healthy for one, Pick guys that aren't, just like Chip Kelly did. He went out and got a bunch of guys that kind of were risks because they had heavy injuries, and Kiko got hurt again, and then you wonder why that happens. It's like, I learned a lot. I was really behind all this risk taking and all that, but it's like sometimes just boil it down to simplicity, and that's what I'm gonna do from now on with sports. It's like the good guys will stand out, like good character guys, good players for a certain team, they'll stand out. You don't want to pick a guy just because some other team might want him. You got to pick a guy because you want him, and that's kind of the point I'm trying to make in all of this. Is like that's what the Eagles are doing now, and they're building from within. They're re-signing guys like Ertz and Malcolm Jenkins and Vinnie Curry. Chip Kelly would have got rid of Vinnie Curry, flat out, point blank, because he didn't fit the defense he wanted to run. While the Eagles saw him as a good player, and they made it a priority to maybe put him in a more favorable position to get more production out of him. So that's kind of more what he's doing. Rather than looking at him as value that you could give to another team, look at him as value so you can use in your own team, especially if he's been around for a couple years, And it's hard to compare basketball and football because there's more players on a football team than a basketball team. But it's the same concept, just treating guys with respect of, he's doing a lot for this team in our city. Let's show him some love, and then that'll make more guys around the league even be like, well, look what they do. Look how they take care of their own guys. It's a great organization, and that's the kind of image you want. Not what, it's crazy. Not what the Sixers are doing. And it's crazy you have that type of team in the Sixers in the same city as an Eagles, where the Eagles just kind of tried to do all that shuffling, and everyone's still behind this, trust the process stuff. Look, you got to knock down this draft if you're the Sixers. You got to knock it down if you're the Eagles. Rant over. That's kind of how it goes here. You pick players that can benefit your team on the court, on the field. That's what this city deserves. Is just a good family, a lovable group of guys. Not a bunch of guys that every year is talking about who can trade who and all this. That's just getting tired here. Let's build something. Start with these two drafts. I'm not a big Sixers fan. Obviously, I've said on this show before. But, I'll support my hometown team in the sense of saying that hopefully they get a guy in this draft that they're not looking to trade immediately or thinking what kind of value he has. They're thinking, this is a guy that we want to play for our team. And same with the Eagles. Let's get someone there, too.
We might need to have a views from the Wells Fargo Center after that rant.
Right. Number one. Number two, another thing, don't trade Fletcher Cox. That's another point I want to make. Don't trade Fletcher Cox to get a guy that's not even in your building yet, Oh, you're going to trade Fletcher Cox, who everyone in the Eagles loves and respects, for some kid from North Dakota State. Come on.
Who might be good?
Yeah, who might be good.
Might be good, might not.
If he's there at 8, I'll love to take him, but I'm not trading our best player for him. That's so foolish. It's too risky. If he's great, then I'm wrong, then then I was wrong. But count me out of thinking that trading Fletcher Cox will be
not going to make your team better. No, not at all. Not worth the risk. Thank you for joining us, guys, and I will see you on Thursday for Bird Buzz. Maybe you'll be there, maybe you won't. Who knows? But
we'll see.
We'll work out the schedule. But anyway, it's good to have you back on the show. And this is your thing.
It's what we do.
It's what we do. Thanks for joining us, guys. Remember, draft party April 28th. Nick's roast beef.
Cotman Avenue sponsor.
I want to say roast pork. I don't know why.
Roast beef. I'll get a roast pork. It's
probably get a roast pork.
Sponsored by Bleeding Green Nation, Mighty E-Rock. Go follow them on Twitter.
Yep, check out those guys.
At the Mighty E-Rock. Yeah. And, have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great evening wherever you are watching the world. We miss our Eagles, and we're just looking forward to bringing them back.
All right, guys. See you on Thursday. Thanks.